All right, so this video is going to be a little bit different to what you're normally used to. I appreciate you may not want to stick around, but I would really love it if you did. I'm going to be introducing some new content to the channel, and I wanted to talk you through what that new content is going to look like, what you will benefit from it, why I'm doing it, what I hope to achieve, and ultimately as well, if you want to participate once you've seen a couple of episodes, how you can actually do that. We are going to be doing financial audits on the channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that this is something that I've been working up to for probably about 2 months now. This is going to be introduced to the channel in the next 4 weeks. So the clearest and most obvious question is, what is a financial audit? Well, a financial audit is where I will sit down with someone and I will go through their finances holistically and try and align their finances and their personal goals, their personal aspirations together. The goal is to use money as a tool to make those aspirations happen. Now, we all have aspirations and goals and dreams that we're working towards. Could be buying a house, could be paying for kids' university fees, it could be getting out of debt, it could be building an emergency fund, it could be to start investing in creating wealth, it could be a number of things. And because money is a tool in making those things happen, that's what I want to try and help people do in a very practical way. And so what you'll see in the financial audits is me sitting down with ordinary people, talking through what their aspirations are and giving some practical tips, some guidance on what they can do to marry those two things together so they can actually use the money that they earn on a monthly basis to move themselves forward and not get stuck in this loop. In terms of why I'm actually doing this, I think for a very clear reason. I mean, if you look at the crop of people on YouTube that are making content, there are the likes of Pete Matthews, who's a qualified financial advisor. Freaking fantastic guy. Absolutely fabulous, really, really good guy. I look up to him. His channel is kind of like one of the first YouTube channels that ever talked about investing, personal finance, before it was even popular. In more recent years though, you've got people on here who are accountants talking about investing, and those two things are two different disciplines. It boggles my mind, because when I was advising as a financial advisor, I would not talk about tax and accounting issues. I would go and refer a person to an accountant to go and talk about it. But in social media land, an accountant can be talking about investments and it's okay. I mean, look, not to throw shade at anyone, there are also people as well who, don't actually have a background in finance who are talking about investing. Some people from marketing, for goodness sake, talking about investing. Like, what do you really know? And my experience in the industry, I've got 18 years now. I almost said 15, 18 years. I keep saying 15, 18 years experience where I've worked from retail banking, which is credit cards, overdrafts, personal loans, all of the personal finance things that you interface with your bank with. I spent a good portion of my career working in those. I then went from retail banking into corporate banking, which is where I help businesses use money to grow their business. And I ended up in wealth management, which is pensions, investments, and that's why I qualified to be a financial advisor and mortgage advisor. I feel that I'm more than qualified to be able to do this kind of stuff and render this type of help in this social media arena because, well, not least than that, I wrote a best-selling book last year which talks specifically about these things, and the basic formula being at the core of it, how you can actually align your goals with your finances. So really, what I'm planning to do with financial audits is an extension of the book. It's an extension really of what the channel has been building up to this whole time. Now, there are some interesting stats that I do want to share with you, because I think this is one of the key things that I have been looking at, which has kind of made me decide that this is something I definitely want to do. So these are some important UK-centric personal finance statistics for 2024. The average savings account in the UK is about 17,365 quid, which you will say is pretty decent. Depending on where you live, you're talking about, well, does that cover you for emergencies for 3 to 6 months? Some places, yes, in other places, not. But there is a decent amount in savings. Some could argue that it could be higher. 13% of UK individuals have zero savings at all, like no savings whatsoever. And approximately 33% of UK savers struggle to cover a month's worth of living expenses without their primary source of income. And I think COVID and the cost of living crisis has added more to the fuel of this. The fact that people are really, really struggling and there is nowhere to go. You can't go to your bank for help to help you streamline your finances and tell you what you might be doing wrong or things that you might be able to do to improve it. There is literally nowhere to go. Here's another stat. A third of UK adults, about 34%, either have no savings or less than £1,000 in savings. That's a third of UK adults have less than £1,000 in savings. When you put all of this stuff together and the fact that we don't get taught this in school, and you guys will know if you've been with me for a long time, I'm a huge advocate. That's the reason why I was part of the petition to the government, where I went to House of Commons to try and make financial education compulsory in primary schools. And by the way, you get a little bit of stick for doing that from other YouTubers, and I don't know why. So it's one of those things that I'm really, really passionate about. And I think if in 2024, I can do a financial audit with someone and give them even just the littlest nugget that makes a difference to their life, that makes a difference to their finances, I think that I would have achieved a really big personal goal and a really big goal that has been the focus of this channel right from the beginning. And that is to be as conversational, as helpful as possible, and to have conversations with people that I wish someone had with me when I was 19, 20 years old. This stuff isn't going to be rocket science, but it's also going to be backed by behavioral science as well, because that's one of the things that I'm very, very interested in right now. So those are the financial audits that we're going to be doing on the channel. And the first one will kick off in about 3 to 4 weeks' time. I'm recording them right now. Now, can you take advantage and participate in these things? Yes, you can. There is a good pool of people who have already applied to go through this process with me. Some people are reliable, some people are not. I found that in the first cohort of 10 that I opened up to, I think about 3 people have really come through. Now, there is a rule around this, which I think is very, very important. The whole reason why I'm posting it on social media, the whole reason why I'm posting it on the YouTube channel is so that other people can see that a financial audit doesn't have to be scary. And I think that's a really important point to make. Many of us struggle with, debt. Many of us struggle with a lot of shame and anxiety when it comes to our finances. And it doesn't have to be like that, especially if you come at it at the right angle, with the right purpose, and using the right things to anchor and frame what you're trying to do. And what I mean by that is keying into your goals and aspirations. And so with this audit, yes, it's posted on social media, but all of the participants have work that they have to do. I put them through a process to try and tease out what their goals and aspirations are so they can document it, we can see it in paper. And we then work towards getting a commitment to, right, what are you going to change? What are the steps that you need to make? And I think by posting it on social media in a manner that is, number one, motivational, inspirational, and non-threatening, I'm hoping that people will be able to watch these videos and take little snippets from the series and say, actually, I might be able to apply this into my own personal finance. So it's a lot more practical. Now, each episode isn't going to be applicable to everyone because the people that we're going to have will be different. We're speaking to real people at the end of the day. And these people will be at different phases in their journey on life. You might have people who are doing relatively well, or you might think are doing relatively well, where you might have someone else who's really, really struggling with debt, and that's their main challenge. The beauty of it is we're going to get variety and they're going to be real people. You can take part in this if you wish to. What I will ask you to do is when you do see the videos come up, and again, it's going to be in about 3-4 weeks time, really engage with it and just keep an eye out for the shout outs that I'll give and instructions that I'll give in order for you to partake. You'll have to sign an agreement that you agree that this can be used on social media. And again, my intention with this is not to make anyone look foolish, stupid, or ashamed of the financial decisions that they've made. That just isn't my style. My style is to come from it from an inspirational, motivational, from a practical point of view to inspire people. So that's what we're doing. We're introducing financial audits into the channel, and it's going to start fairly soon. And I hope you will support me in liking, commenting, more importantly, sharing. I would hope that this is going to be a regular series on the channel, but if I'm completely honest, it is a big chunk of my time, and I'm running a business on the side. Full disclosure, this is part of my coaching package in my coaching business. People pay £570 for this service, which I run for them, and they have access to me afterwards, and it's about getting people on track. So I'm providing this to the lucky individuals who are able to partake in this for free. And so I would ask that you support. And just on the whole cost thing, some people will say that, £570 is a lot of money. And, it depends on where you are in your journey. I remember having a conversation with someone in my book club because I just finished the first cohort about 3 weeks ago. And we had a meeting yesterday just to follow up. And he was telling me that there is a popular YouTube account on YouTube right now, who are accountants talking about investments and all this kind of stuff. and they are charging £3,000 for a program. Now, each to their own, everyone's got bills to pay. I just think that's a little excessive. And I don't care what it is that you're delivering to someone, £3,000 is a lot of money to ask someone who's coming to you for help to stabilize their finances. I can't wrap my head around that. It blows my mind. And you tell me whether I'm being really kind of like over the top there. But when I heard it, I wasn't surprised, but I was a little disappointed. And so this, I hope, will give people the ability to maybe see behind the veil. These principles are universally available, but see behind the veil of how they are practically applied. And hopefully it will make a huge, huge difference. I had a lady in my book club, and again, the book club is a 6-week book club. We get together and we just don't read the book. There are behavioral assessments. There are tasks that you need to take every single week. And every single week on a Sunday, we get together for 90 minutes and we go through how you practically apply this. In addition to the book club as well, you get access to one of the major budgeting apps in the UK for free. You get access to my investment course for free. You get a 30-minute session with me for free. All of that is thrown in, and there's some new additional freebies that I'm going to be adding in for cohort 2. But the point is, we had a lady in there who was in debt. And in my 30 minutes with her, it wasn't actually 30 minutes, it was like an hour and a bit. We actually went through all of her debts and we aligned it with her goals and said, listen, what is this doing to prevent you from achieving your goals? And she goes, well, look, I've just started a new business. So I've got stress with my business because I have to have the money coming in to stay afloat. And we went through all of the options. And one of the options that we went through was consolidation. And that's what she went for. And consolidation saved her £400 a month. Imagine how life-changing that is. Just in terms of the peace of mind that you feel. £400 a month that you haven't got to pay towards debt. And by the way, most of that was on credit cards. All of it, in fact, was on credit cards. To have it on a consolidation where you know that it's going to be paid off over X period of time and you're able to save yourself £400 a month, that is life-changing. That's £4,800 a year. And over the course of the term that she took, we're talking, tens of thousands of pounds that we've saved in payments on this debt. And so I'm here for practical change, to help people practically. And I hope that by doing so, you guys will come along on the journey with me. So again, please support when you do see it. I'm going to be heavily reliant on you guys to share it so that people can see it far and wide. And it is part of a bigger vision as well that I'm trying to build up to. But there we are. Financial Audits on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you later.
Hi, I'm G and I joined the Money Basics book club simply because I wish to improve on my money management. And from the word go, Pete really took us through a journey of mapping out what's important to us, understanding our expenses, understanding liabilities, assets, everything holistically, and that was super helpful. My biggest realization was that I realized I wasn't winning with my payments off my credit card. So now I have a plan. Now I understand more on how I can really take control of that. I would absolutely recommend the book club for so many reasons. Even when you think you're managing your money well, it means so much more when it comes from someone such as Pete, who's been through his own reflective journey on how to manage money more effectively. He's had experience of people who have been doing it really well. So learning from someone with that level of knowledge, I think you just can't beat that. And I really appreciate that. And also the value that we paid for the book club, well, what can I say? Pete over delivered, big heart, lots of given back to us. And he's just always asking, how can I help?
Hello, I'm Ade. I just want to give a brief review of the Money Book Club session we just ended. I'm lucky to be one of the first students of this Money Book Club, and my review of it has been a wonderful experience for me in the sense that I actually gained some knowledge which I'm not sure if I've been able to see in any YouTube clips or video of any session of watch. And from there as well, I've gained understanding on what are things to put first in place with respect to financial management and investment as well. And one of the key things which I take away from that is being that, number one, you need to put in place a plan, and then you need to act on that plan, and also there's a need for discipline as well. And beyond that as well, I've been able to meet lovely people and network with people which are co-students as well in the session as well. And Peter has been a fantastic, great guy in the sense that he does go out of his way even to share his thoughts, his ideas, his opinion on things as well. And it's not just about the session. You can see the interest in him that he wants people to succeed as well. And he does that even the one-to-one session. Sometimes as well, you just give him a call and he responds by giving audience, showing you and guiding you as well. Indeed, it's been a great session, and I can say that the cost for this session compared to what I gained from that is more than, to be honest. And I will recommend this for any other person and that's willing and looking for something like that. Thank you, Peter, and it's been a wonderful session, and thanks to all my colleagues as well.